I've heard that people are mad because he's the president. All of this stuff I'm hearing is just not making sense, right? It sounds stupid, but at the same time, why all of a sudden are there so many damn plane crashes?
We face our problems every day. It seems they'll never fade away. The world may bring us down. Tonight we're gonna turn it around. So let's put it all on the table. Talk about it if you're willing and able. Life, love, and insecurities, and a laugh or two. Come and take a seat. So bring your concerns to us. Together we can discuss what's on your mind. No matter what you go through, just know we'll be here for you every time. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. We gotta be about it. Go ahead and walk the walk. So let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Blind Table Talk. I am your host, Fleeks, blind security of the community. Welcome back.
Hey, y'all, and I am your host, Saida Victoria, aka Sassy Sai, your blind butterfly. Welcome to this week's
welcome, y'all.
episode.
Man, we got a good one.
Yes, we always say that, but that's okay.
I know, but we do know. It's real. I love everything that we talk about, the people that we have on here, but nah, this is banger, dog. We got a little homework for y'all too, though.
Yeah. And first shout out, though, is just for you listeners. And, just thank you for your support in what we do. And, just to continue to come and listen to us and, and even contribute as well. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Big love, big salute all day long, y'all.
So did you want to do your cross your eyes?
Oh, you already know. Before we get into this meat and potatoes, what I'm talking about. We got to dot these I's and cross these T's, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump on it.
So we got y'all our website, www.blindtabletalk.com.
You know what it is.
Yes. And you guys can get some resources, learn more about Blind Table Talk, also do the upcoming events. And we are going to be really, really trying to get that going. And we want to just share what's going out there in the community. So please share your upcoming event with us, and that way we can help spread the word about it. So
yes, indeed.
Visit the website.
Also, do not forget about our YouTube channel where we have our exclusive interviews. We have other content on there. So that is Blind Table Talk. Please like, subscribe, and share that bad boy. You know what I'm talking about? We need all the support. Yeah, you never know. We got some good things on there. And you never know what you can run into. So please check that out for sure.
Yes. And of course, y'all, do not forget about our BTT Awards. I have to say it slow.
Not BET.
I know.
BTT.
Yes.
For sure. The award show.
Yes. Yeah. Nominations are coming in, all the different categories. And it's just going to be, everything is in the process of being, I'm so excited because it's going to be just a really, really good way to recognize those in our community that, just are doing it. And they're amazing.
Flowers for you, flowers for you, flowers for you, and flowers for you. Let's get it, baby. Let's go.
Yes,
indeed.
All right, Joe, we have a great show today. And Blind Security and I are going to be doing some BVI discussions. But
before we do that, though, hold on.
Most importantly, what you got?
Hey, I just got to say this one time for the one time, man. We got a wonderful gentleman that we interviewed today, but he really can use our support.
Yes.
Are we going to share our link for our good Mr. Sean Seward? You know what I'm talking about? Hey, vote, ladies and gentlemen. The link is up there. Support this man at what he's doing. He's trying to impact, baby.
Yeah, so he's at the table. We had a great interview. Just you can learn a little bit about him and his story. But most importantly, y'all, come on. Let's support our BVI community. We want to put, positivity out there, and he is definitely positivity in our
Definitely.
community. So
Yes, indeed.
vote
Let's
for
put them on top,
him.
y'all.
And yes, and that's I'm ready to get started. You ready to get started?
Man, let's jump into it. Let's get it.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All righty, y'all. Let's jump into it. Today is our BVI discussion with your truly own. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get into it. We got a little scams we like
Oh,
to
we
talk
got all
about.
kinds of
All
stuff.
kinds of scams. It's been out here
Yes.
lately. What you got for us, Sass? Let's jump on it.
So, all right, we'll get started because this is our BVI discussion. And why? Because it is being discussed by two BVIs, right?
Yes,
So,
indeed.
so this world is crazy, y'all. I just want to
Very.
say that first, right? I mean,
Hmm.
everything, this is just, there's so much going on. So, one of the things that is happening is all these plane crashes, right?
Yeah, man.
Um, I don't know. There's so many things that are going on. There's so many um, conspiracies that are being thrown out there and stuff like that. But one of the most craziest things, well, I don't even know. I feel bad for saying crazy, but people that are saying, oh, I am not flying anymore because of all these plane crashes,
I
right?
mean, I don't blame them though.
Really?
I mean, like, what was it? Almost three in one day. Then there was another where a Delta airline just flipped over. Like it's so much
Mm,
happening, and especially if you're a person like for myself, I'm not tripping about flying, but honestly, I never liked flying. That's why I'm always trying to go to sleep before that plane take off
right? Yeah.
and wake up by the
Stay up
time I
all
land.
night so
Because
you make
if
sure you go to
anything
sleep.
happened, yeah, I just want to be asleep. I don't really like flying. So
Oh,
the
baby,
fact
please.
that
You already know if something is going to be happening, you're going to be woken up.
no,
You
I
are
mean,
not going to sleep through a
I
plane
know, but
crash.
I would like to think that I'm gonna stay asleep. But the
You
fact about
wish.
it is that I know that I have some uncomfortability with it already, and then now we got these planes just crashing into each other,
Yeah.
flipping over. Like I'm gonna go hop on the city bus. What?
No, stop it. All the
I
way
mean, not the
across the
city
country,
bus,
right?
Amtrak.
Gray,
Yeah,
gray,
you know
Amtrak,
what I'm saying?
Greyhound.
Greyhound. Yeah, that's what I try to
Well,
say.
okay. So for me, now this was coming from, did I ever tell the story about when we were on the plane and then it just like dropped like 10 feet and the whole plane started screaming at one time. We were on, so we're just minding our own business. We're sitting in the seat and it was me, my daughter, and my son. And and all of a sudden the plane just drops and
Oh
everybody screams,
no! Oh no!
and talk about heart attack. Like so I would have thought that would have never allowed me to get on a plane again, right?
Yeah. Hey.
In my mind, I almost died. Okay.
What? I'm dying right now. I'm just like, boy, that's a bad roller coaster. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it was bad. But here's the thing. This is what I feel like. I know crashes. It's scary. It's not. I mean, it's sad. It's unfortunate, right? But
Right.
I am not going to let something like that hold me back in my life. Okay, because I am a firm believer in when it's your time to go, it's your time to go.
Just your time, huh?
Okay.
I can
Yes.
feel that.
So whether if I'm on that plane and it crashes, that means it was my time to go. Sorry. So, and there's
Mm.
nothing I can do to prevent it. I mean, at the end of the day. So am I going to sit there and alter all the things in my life? I mean, hell, there was a car crash like on the freeways. There's 4 or 5 in one day. Am I never going to get in a car again?
And that's funny you say that because I've been in like multiple car wrecks and
Right.
whatnot, and it's just like I'm still not afraid of getting into a
In the
car
car.
and
Yeah.
and my thought process is like, well, at least I can still get out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about like, I
If you
mean,
have to jump, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
if
There,
that bad
yeah.
boy roll, at least a plane, I can't do nothing. I'm forced to
Yeah.
sit there. I'm forced to listen to these people scream. And I'm like, man, what is going on? This plane is. I probably wouldn't be that calm. Like, what is going on? This plane is falling.
No,
Like,
you'd be like us with the
I'm probably hopping above my seat, running like the holy, like a woman catching the Holy Ghost. Like, oh my Lord,
right.
we gone. Father,
Yeah.
please, no, no,
I
not
yeah.
right now. I didn't want to. Please, Father, let me jump
Yeah.
off. Hey.
Uh, but no, I definitely get the fear, right? But
Yeah,
I cannot I
But I
feel
hear you on the
sad
confidence though.
when
It
people
shouldn't
are
alter.
saying, oh, I'm not going to fly anymore, or I'm not going to, because that if everything in our life would be altered if we go based on what's happening around us,
True that.
and
True that.
I just again, my death is already it's already mapped out, right? And so at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do to prevent it. And so if it means it doesn't mean I'm going to go, do crazy stuff and like, hey, if am I going to die today? No, I'm not. But
Yeah, let's go
everyday
skydiving
things,
tomorrow
yeah,
with no parachute.
yeah,
Like we ain't
right,
dying.
yeah, exactly.
We're not
Today's
dying
not
by
my
plane.
day.
It's not my day. I can
Yeah,
do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I can
yes,
go walk in the middle of the freeway.
and
Today
get
is
and
not my day.
right, but at the same time, I can walk out my house today, minding my own business, and something happened. I can drop dead. Like we
You know what that
cannot.
is?
What?
Walking by faith, and as we should,
It, there you go.
as we should walk by
Good
faith.
point. And
Yes, indeed.
that's all I have to say. I get that, but especially as blind people, we know that's the saying, right? We walk by faith, not by sight,
All day
and
long.
that should be done in everything.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
but I do want to just do one thing about that.
It ain't
Um,
us, y'all. I had to say that part. Because I've heard that conversation too. Like, oh, these blindies, man, these blind people is not crashing these planes.
well,
Stop it.
okay, all right. That's okay. So, what are the conspiracy theories on that? Because, that with this whole new administration in our executive office and all that stuff, they're saying that has something, but I just can't see what benefits. Why would the president be making plane crashes? I don't know. I've
Mm,
heard that it was because of him. I've heard that people are mad because he's the president, and so
yeah,
they're going to crash. But all of this stuff I'm hearing is just not making sense, right?
mm,
It does. It sounds stupid, but at the same time, why all of a sudden are there so many damn plane crashes?
yeah.
I don't know, but you
You
know what I'm
know,
saying? It's just
they used
crazy.
to say if it's a coincidence, it must be. Like, there's no
Yeah.
such thing as a
Is it?
coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey,
So,
I mean,
but we don't know.
we don't know.
So, all right. Well, just at the end of the day, y'all, come on. We're
Walk by
not going to,
faith,
yep.
or little sippy sip, three finger whiskey, or
Yeah.
or just go to sleep.
No, no,
Hey,
do like, so no, my oldest son, he used to take Benadryl right before he got on the plane so to make sure he goes to sleep because he would get like nervous about all the time. So he would, Benadryl is one of those things that will make you pass out very
yes, indeed.
quickly. So,
Yes, indeed.
okay, do some doses of NyQuil or something. You breathe
Self
clearly and get
medicate.
some rest. Yeah.
Self medicate, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be all right. You're gonna make it.
Legally, please,
Yeah.
legally,
Yes,
legal
legally.
self
Yes.
medicates. Okay.
Yes.
Um, all right. So the next
What
thing,
other scam you got for us? There's been a
well,
lot of things out
this
there.
is not a scam yet. This is more so just something that has been said about the what's
Oh, the
disabled.
placards.
We
Oh
used to
my
call them
goodness.
handicaps, but a lot of us don't like that word. I don't like that word, but it just came out naturally. Sorry. So, but the
The
disabled placard,
differential placards.
disabled, so
Yes.
that we could say
I know.
disabled.
I was
I know
trying to
this
be funny.
differently abled. I got you.
Differently able
Yeah.
placards. Yeah. But
So so the discussion was that why should blind people get disabled placards? Like we don't need them. Um,
child, please.
what?
Look here. Look here.
You sound so country.
Like,
Child, please. Look here.
man, because I just have to say this. Like, they act like because we are blind or visually impaired, as if there are BVI car owners out here. Now we might not be driving these cars. We might have a driver for us. However, when we've been driven to a grocery store, ain't nobody trying to park all the way in that back like that, baby. That's what we need a placard for. Let's pull us up to the front. Have our assistants help us out properly, because a lot of you able people be parking in the front because y'all don't be wanting to walk all the way from the back either. So let's
Yeah.
really be for real about it.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Okay. there is nothing wrong with our legs. Yes, I get that,
No,
right?
it ain't.
But sometimes even the challenge of doing walking with somebody, or it is just so much easier not to have to walk as far, right?
Especially
But
if it's crowded or somebody parked some type of
yeah,
way. You got an 18-wheeler in the way. Now you got to maneuver. You got to hold on to one shoulder or
yeah,
walk right behind the person.
yeah.
Like it's a lot you got
Yeah.
to deal
And
with,
then
y'all.
that other thing too, though, well, for me, if we have, that means we have somebody driving, that means somebody is bringing us. So why not just take a little stress off of them for having to navigate us and worry about us getting to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why
Exactly.
not help? Like, shoot, it's a benefit. Then this is my blind card being played on being able to benefit somebody that's assisting me. How
Yes,
about that?
indeed.
At
Yes,
least,
indeed.
right? So I don't know. I think, I mean, at the end of the day, we're disabled just like everybody else.
I mean,
So
we might be the bottom of the totem pole, but
we are,
we
we
are
are
in
though,
there.
but
Oh,
it's
well,
okay.
you know what they say. It's blind and disabled.
Yeah.
So
So we're technically not disabled, but whatever. You don't, you want to open that can of worms? Do you really
Look
want to
like-
go? Do you want to go there with me?
Hey,
I don't,
I
we
did
don't
that
have
with a little
another.
air quote, right? Look,
Yeah, we don't have enough
blind and
time right now.
disabled. No, nah,
That's
nah.
a whole nother show. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So, but yeah, and then the other thing too, though, just like with going in the bank, right?
Right.
When you're standing in that long line for the bank and they come and say, "Oh, well, here, let me, you can go to the front of the line," or now I do feel bad because technically there is nothing wrong with my legs, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do I really want to stand in this line? You know? Um,
That's funny. That triggered a story in my mind because I was actually in the grocery store the other day, and the elderly lady. I guess she felt some type of way. I was with a customer assistant shopper,
mhm.
and she was still like, oh no, baby, you go ahead. I said, no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, I'm
Yeah.
okay. She said, no, baby, you go ahead. I just only got a little bit. I said, no, ma'am, I can't do that. You only got a little bit. I'm perfectly fine right here. I got to, you know what? It's okay. You go
Yeah.
ahead and take care of your purchase, and I'm good going right behind you. Like, and I appreciate the love that she was trying to give, but it's like, come
Yeah.
on, man, you
Yeah.
like we both kind of in this
Yeah.
class, baby.
She,
Go
yeah.
go go
No.
ahead, do what you got to do. You know what I'm talking about? We
No.
good. I appreciate you. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm a little bit stronger than you right now.
Um,
Like you know what I'm talking about? I just can't be the one. Like I'm ringing up, ding ding. Next thing you know, like oh my god, I'm like what?
she done
She done
fell
fell out. Like oh man,
out.
I knew I should have let her go.
Right.
Darn. Like yeah. Now so it was funny because we kind of went like that little interaction for like for a few
Back and forth.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it was
you
just back
arguing
and
with it.
forth.
You arguing with your elders. You should have just let her go because them them elders,
Well,
they
I'm
don't
glad
play.
the actual the assistant shopper was like they
No.
finally caught it and they grabbed her stuff and just went on ahead and threw it,
Yeah,
not
that's
threw it,
better
but
too.
placed it
Yeah.
on the thing and started helping her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like cool, cool,
Yeah.
because I'm like I really wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, I'm sorry, and listeners don't come for me, but there are times when I don't know, I feel like we should use our blind card. We deserve that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we
Sometimes,
are, yeah, why not? And yes, it could be laziness sometimes. I mean, but if I've been at work all day and I'm doing all this and now I got to go to the bank and I got to stand in a dang line. No, well, if they're going to take me to the front, take me to the front.
real talk.
Let's go. Let me get it over with. When I'm with different shopping assistants or at the airport, yes, let's go to the front. I want to do that. Something that my daughter hates doing, like she will, the line could be a mile long. She will not want to go to, because I'll say in the heartbeat, let's go to the front. Let's just go. She was like, Mom, we can't just cut the line. And I'm like, yes, we can. But I guess, no, we can't. Right.
No,
Not so unless they come and get me, but I'll tell her, I said, I'm telling you right now, if they come and say, let's go to the front, we're
oh
going
we
to the
out
front.
out
But
deuces.
but because I got a sighted person with me, they probably not going to come now. So she just messing up all my game, like
Real
So,
talk. Real talk.
so,
Yeah, I
but
love that little privilege when they be like, you know what, we're just gonna go to the customer service.
yeah,
Hey, chunk deuce, baby, let's
yeah,
go.
exactly,
Let's
right.
go.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I think I still, whether because at the end of the day, sighted people misuse those disabled placards too.
Yes, they do. Like
I
I was
mean,
saying,
there's people that are not all the
they
way
borrow their
disabled.
grandmothers.
Uh-huh.
They borrow their sister or somebody, be having them
Mm-hmm.
plaques up there and hopping out that bad boy with the good
Mm-hmm.
old walk. It's just like, what? Look at
Yeah.
man, say, if you don't park
Yeah.
your bad boy in section 4B over there and stop
Yeah.
playing.
Right. I had a friend that were getting and she was like looking for where and she was driving around looking for parking and she's like, "Oh, I'm tripping." And so she goes in the glove compartment and gets the placard and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, my mom's handicap placard is in here, so I'm about to we about to park in disabled park." And I'm like, "Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about though. She is not disabled at all. So why
Hey,
would
at least
she?
she
That's
had you in the car.
well, actually, this is when I was sighted, so I wasn't blind. I was not
Oh,
blind at the
and
time,
the
but
shoe drop. There we go.
I was
And
not blind. So we
so
were two sighted people,
both of
you
y'all
know.
looking self. You was like, you
Right.
know what, girl, you shouldn't be doing this, but come on.
Well, I mean, who am I to stop her? I'm just saying. I wasn't the big disabled advocate at that time, but I'm just
Both
saying.
of
So,
y'all able-bodied asses just
yeah.
hopping about this bad boy looking good. Just
But
shoot, shoot,
don't
shoot. Yep, let's go, let's go.
but I tell you one thing, when we were coming back out, we was show getting looks from people looking at us like we're crazy, waiting to see what are this, where the problems are,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
y'all getting looked at both ways. I'm
And
like,
this was many, I've been blind 20 years. So this was many years ago when the whole, what about those invisible disabilities? That was not really
you
out
was too
there
super
that
far to have that
that
invisible disability. Now
they
stop playing.
well that wasn't as aware
No, I'm
spread. The
just
awareness wasn't like that
yeah,
now, so people
yeah.
were waiting for where's their damn wheelchair, where's their walker, where's their something. Ain't no
Something.
disabled in them. So so all right, so okay, so now you want to talk about these scams.
Let's get to them.
All right, y'all,
Hey,
so
this is things that y'all
yeah.
need to know because I mean, I've witnessed people fall victim to these type of calls, and it's a lot of new scams that's out there lately that's sounding a lot more legit. Like even reading them, I'm like, man, you know what? I can see it. I definitely can see it. So we just want to bring this to y'all attention, make y'all aware of this, so y'all nobody won't get caught up in these things, man. So yeah, let's go ahead and drop it on them.
All right. So the first ones was about the person calling, asking about somebody was trying to apply for a loan and they were asking people to press one and put in a code,
Yeah.
and so if you put in the code, that was going to give them access
They send you that 6-digit code.
to verify access to your accounts.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know, but you shouldn't get no calls with no loans. And you know what? If by chance you happen to have a loan application out there, because that could be something too. What if I did apply for a loan the other day?
Hey, hang up, call the loan people,
Yeah,
check
exactly.
in with them. Like, hey, did y'all try to call me? Because 9 times out of
Right.
10, they're not calling like that to actually to verify any numbers.
Yeah,
That's the thing
and
about
that's
it.
what you guys need to know because and that's because I when I'm sitting here looking at these, I think about stuff like, okay, there's some things where I can see how somebody can get caught up, right? Because
Hmm.
that's so and so. I just applied for a loan, so they want some, verify some information,
Right.
but that's not the way you do it. This is still very personal information. Your credit, your social security number, all of that stuff are things that you should have some discretion when giving it out. I know when they call me and they say, can you verify the last four digits? I won't even do the last four digits. I'm like, well,
Mm-mm.
no, you can verify and I can tell
Mm-mm.
you if that's me or not. Right.
Exactly.
Can you verify your birth date? I said, you could tell me my birth date and I
Exactly.
will tell you if it's true. Why do I have to, if you have it, you want to verify it, then you ask me because why am I giving you my information? But so many times it's like, what's the last four of your social? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's your birthday? Oh, October. You just spit it out. No, hold
Like,
up. No,
like, mm-mm,
if you
mm-mm.
know, then you tell me and I'll say yes or no.
Or,
So
hey, once again, like I said, they call in and ask for questions, hang up, call the people that you
call
have
back.
been
Yeah.
dealing with, and like, did you guys try to reach me or whatnot? And they're gonna tell you most likely, like, no, we did not. We wouldn't even ask for that information over the phone, type of thing. The
Right. Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they're making you select a link and verify through, like, through the online on your phone or through a text message or something. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're not calling you and talking to you via phone like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that brings us to our next one.
Okay. So
It's another credit card scam, which it threw me for a loop, because it's like they're calling you and saying, "Oh my goodness, looks like your credit card has been hit with some charges," and then
mhm,
they're gonna ask for you to verify your card number. It's like, "Yep, that's my card." And then they said, "Okay, can you turn it on the back and verify this number?" And it's like, "Yep, that's my number." Well, yep, this is showing that you have this amount added to your card. Would you like for it to be what is it, the claim? And then they ask
yeah,
you for
report a
another
claim.
number,
Uh-huh.
and it's like all that within that, they're taking the last four of your credit card, the back of your three, and
Yeah.
then they're actually charging you once they run it through. And next thing you know, it says that you will have a charge for like almost $500 on your card. Just
Yeah.
that simple. Another, once again, if you get
Yeah.
that call, hang up. Don't even
Yeah.
call your company, call your credit card company, and go ahead and ask them, like, "Hey, do I have charges on my card or whatnot?" And once again, people who have been dealing with the credit card company, that they're for
Yeah.
them to verify, they're not asking all the information that
Yeah.
these scams
Yeah.
are asking, and we have to remember that.
Well, okay, guys, and I'm just gonna share my own personal. Then this is why I thought this was important to bring because this actually just happened to me, y'all. Not the phone calls, but my card was used. Okay, so I went to Walmart on Thursday. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We don't know. And then also, my card is on Apple Pay. So on Sunday morning, I get a $43 charge from Five Guys. What is Five Guys? Is that a restaurant?
It's a burger joint.
Okay, so I
I
get
love Five Guys, so
40.
good.
Yeah, so I do too. But I'm like, what the heck? When did I go to Five Guys?
Need me some fresh fries and
For
peanuts.
right.
Anyway,
So yeah, okay. So side note, yes. So Five Guys. And then about 10 minutes later, I didn't panic right away because my son was in California. I was like, well, maybe even though I had the card here, I don't know, maybe so I just didn't panic. But then about 30 minutes later, there was a $23 charge from Arby's. Okay.
I
And,
ain't just going on a
and
fool asking like.
right. And then another 15 minutes later, there was a charge from, I don't, sometimes it said like, LOL, TTT. I don't know what it was, but it was another like, 20, $30 charge. Now
Adam
that,
and Eve store? No, let me
now,
stop.
now that one, finally, I got a text message, and this used to really piss me off in the past when I was out of town and stuff, and I would get these texts. I would go to a store and it would decline it because they're suspecting fraud and they want to make sure it's me doing it.
Hmm.
But this time, I was glad they did that because that last charge, I got a text and said, "Hey, is do you recognize this charge for this amount today for this at this time?" And I put no. And then it blocked it. All charges have been blocked. This card has now been blocked. Please call us to verify. So that in itself, although at times that is an inconvenience, but today, well,
It
Sunday,
actually saved.
it
Yeah.
was, yes, it protected me. So I called the bank now, which is y'all, my memory, it takes me forever to memorize these cards, right? And so I find this is one of my cards that I've had memorized for a few years, and and so, but it is no more. They had to cancel my card and they're sending me a new one. One of the things I wanted to ask though, because it is on Apple Pay, and I was like, so is Apple Pay not safe, or is it not, again, it's as safe as anything is, because
Right.
if they can, we got some smart people out here.
Yeah, we got so
It
many
could
of
be
them.
through there, and it could be when I used it at Walmart, and they said there's people that like copy cards,
Yep.
there's devices that can
Hmm.
copy cards and stuff. And I know it's done at gas stations if you use your card to pay at the gas pump
A
and stuff
gas
like
pump
that.
that copies a
Yeah,
lot of things.
which I have done, even though, because a lot of times I would give people gas money to take me, and I'm just like, here, just swipe my card, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah, fraud, it's out there. It's big.
So
We
big.
can all get touched by it.
Real
And
talk.
so,
Especially like when you talk about that text message thing, like it's funny because the text message I received the other day, and it was it almost made me look up because I actually had an incident with a friend of mine's at my apartment. His car got towed. And
mm-hmm.
so we dealt with that situation and whatnot. And I received a text message was like, hey, you still have a outstanding toll balance,
Oh
and
yeah, I've
this is
seen that.
dealing with such and
Hmm.
such and such and such. And I'm looking like, oh snap.
Yeah.
Like, dang, I thought we took care of my boy stuff. Like, hold on. And I started to call the number. And then I was like, wait, why would they text me though? And I start
Yeah,
thinking about it.
right.
It's
Because it's
like,
not your, yeah.
right, and
No.
then I called my boy. And I was like, "Hey, you good?" He's like, "Yeah, I got the truck. We took care." I was
Yeah.
like, "You know what? Yeah, this is a scam." And I'm glad
Well,
I called
yeah.
my friend, and I'm glad because in that split moment, just the care that I have for my boy, and I didn't want no situation. Is like, all right, you know what? They almost got me. You know what I'm saying? Just the
Well, they did, and with that toll, there's one, and there's a link that they want you to click
yeah,
too,
yeah,
to avoid additional fees,
mm-hmm.
right? And so, and it's click, and I don't care what it is, y'all. You just don't click on stuff. Those
Don't
things, especially if it's something you're like, well, what is this? I've never heard of this. Don't click it at all,
at all.
because
Leave it alone.
that can be the end. So
Once again, call the people that you've been dealing with on it, the companies, whatever, call into them and check it out from there. Don't, listen from a text message or, from a phone call like that. Like let's really be to be safe about ourselves, y'all.
right. So one thing that I know, there's a lot of us in the BVI community, um, are on or have been on or could be on Social Security and receive Social Security benefits, right?
Mhm.
So I just wanted to go over. There's four very popular scams that are out there about Social Security and how they will try to obtain your information. And
Drop it on.
so I want to, yeah, because these are things too, especially when we're dealing with this. Some of this is people's sole income, right? And so
Yeah.
you panic and you might think that, oh no, I better do this. So let me just tell you a couple of things. The first thing is you get a call saying that your social security number is suspended. Okay. And they call and they say they need your information to reactivate it. Right.
Hmm.
Um, you should hang up immediately. Why? Because the social security does not suspend uh, social security numbers. That just doesn't happen.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not at all.
They're after personal information to steal your identity. So do not, there's no such thing as your social security number being
Been
suspended. Just know
suspended.
that. Okay.
Hmm.
The next thing, and this is where people could have a fit, right? Was your benefits are suspended. You are not going to get a phone call being
Mm-mm.
told that your benefits are suspended.
Now you'll get a
But
letter.
yeah, but that's what they'll say that. They'll tell you that your benefits have been suspended, and then they will ask you for your social security number to verify your identity, or they'll tell you that you have to pay a fee.
Yeah.
Okay. So why you should hang up? The SSA, there's two things. They will never call you and ask you for your social security number. Okay.
Never.
And they, not only that, but they will not charge you to correct it. Like y'all know, even if you owe social security, we know they gonna get their money back, but it's all done in the system. It ain't
Yes,
done.
indeed.
You don't pay back your benefits by sending that, giving them your credit card information over the phone. That's not how it happens, right?
That ain't.
So
That ain't. They will send you a letter though.
letter, they good for
They're
letters.
good for letters and let you know, like, hey,
Dude, that's
you're
the
been,
problem. They
yeah,
good for letters,
they're
and
good for letters,
especially for
but they're not
blind
about to
people who don't
call.
read.
They're not about to call you. They're not about to ask you over the phone for that information. You know what I mean? All your
um,
information is going to be on the letter because they have it
yes.
already.
The other thing is the third one is you can pay to increase your benefits. Okay. So they tell you, they
I
just
wish
call.
somebody would fall for that one.
Yeah. They
Saying
call
that
you
we
and
only
they
getting about
say,
1.8% on raises each. I wish
right.
somebody would call and be like, oh, I could pay to get bon. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So,
No, no.
and that's exactly what it's associated with too. It's usually the scam. It's around the time of the cost of living adjustment. Um, they 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 say that they can, increase it if you pay more instead of it being like you just said 1.8 or whatever. They
Yeah,
say that
somewhere
they can
around
get
there.
it up to
Yeah.
they say that they can make it higher if you pay them, I
What?
don't
I
know,
get 7% increase? It ain't
79.99.
happening.
Yes, that's a
It ain't
lie.
happening.
Nobody has the power to increase your social security except for social security. That's
That's
it.
it. And I see
And
what
they
them
they
increases
barely do.
been.
Yeah, they barely
They've
do
been
that.
consistent on their increases. It has not
So
wavered.
you get that call, please hang up.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
So um that's the other thing. Okay, and I just brought this up. So the last one is that you owe money that has to be paid immediately. Okay. So they'll call you and they threaten you to suspend your benefits or and y'all, this is no lie, it's a couple of years, this happened to me. They said that they were going to have me arrested. They went so far to tell me that the sheriffs were on their way to my house.
Oh, Lord.
So you know what's crazy though, because I said,
They're going to
oh,
lock me
so I
up.
said, what? Yeah. So I said, well, what address? Where are they at? Like, and
Oh, can you please verify your address for me,
yeah, he
please?
would
I'm
not
sorry. I
tell
don't know
me
why
the
I did the
address.
accent.
I know, stop it. But it actually was okay. So what they were telling me, cryptocurrency, they were telling me to, I can go to the nearest MoneyGram and send money, or cryptocurrency,
Yeah.
all of these things, you know, um, come on now, Social Security, you
Let's be for
cannot,
real, y'all.
crypto cat. You think Social Security is going to take payments in crypto cash?
Bro,
Or, I
like,
mean,
it ain't happening.
it's not. And
Mm-mm.
I'm at first he did have me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was a little freaked out, but then I'm like, this. I have asked him to verify my just tell me, hell, just tell me the street name. Tell me what does my
Yeah.
address start with. He wouldn't tell me anything, and I really feel like if they're trying to prove that they are who they say they are, they're going to give you some. He just kept telling me that's classified. I can't tell you that. You could tell it to me and I can
Oh,
verify
but you
it.
could tell me that the sheriff on the way to me.
Yeah.
Boy, stop
So,
playing.
those are just things, guy. At the end of the day, you know, any calls that come in from Social Security, hang up. I don't care. And the sad part with this, right, is this. I'd say go check your mailbox because
Yes.
nobody wants to call. So I don't know about y'all, but I've been on hold with Social Security. I don't know. I swear, 10 hours.
Forever.
I've sat
What?
10 hours before.
Man.
So nobody want. They're not as easy as the bank to call to verify,
No, they're
but
not.
they do have it on their website. All the scams. They will tell you on their website that they don't call people, and they
Yes,
don't.
indeed. They really
You
don't.
know, so they will send
So,
you a letter and tell you to call them.
So let's
So
be super vigilant about what we're doing, man. Let's be safe
absolutely.
about it. You know what I'm talking about? Like we said, you receive these type of calls, text messaging. Don't respond to them. Hang up
Yes.
and just deal with your company, deal with your bank, call Social Security. You might have to put in that time, to wait for an agent to get to it, but it's better to put in the time than to lose the money. You feel me? Because time is money and money is time. So it's like, let's really be for real about it.
Absolutely. So yes, yes. Hopefully this helps you guys and let's do it. Just,
Big salute. Don't let them scams get y'all.
Blind table talk, yeah.
hey y'all, this is Blind Table Talks, BVI Entrepreneur Seat, and I am your host, Sassy Sai.
What's going on, y'all? I am your host, Joe Fleeks. Today we have a wonderful interview for y'all today. Imagine navigating a world designed for sight, but not having the sight. Today's guest is a totally blind entrepreneur, devoted father of two. He's also a beacon of inspiration. He is here today to show you that limitations is only self-imposed. From his own words, he dares to be different because he's scared to be the same. Hey, welcome to the table. Sean Seward. There we go. There we go. We got
I
you.
appreciate y'all
We'll
for
check
having
that
me
out.
on. So good to meet with you guys, and let's get to it.
Bet that. We
Yes,
appreciate you
yes.
sitting down with us, my
Thank
man, and
you.
sharing that story. So before we really jump in the meat and potatoes of it, man, give us a little bit about your sight loss and the journey that you have to deal with that. Talk to us about it.
So I've been blind since the age of 2. I had cancer in my eyes, which is called retinoblastoma, bilateral retinoblastoma. I did go through chemo and radiation in an attempt to try to get rid of the cancer, which did not work. So the only other way that you get rid of cancer is to remove the cancerous part of the body. And so retinoblastoma means that I have 2 prosthetic eyes. And I've just been navigating the world ever since. Most people who look at me probably would never know that I have prosthetic eyes, but indeed, that was the only way to get rid of the cancer. So, yeah.
That must have been quite a challenge. And but at two, so that's a long time. That's pretty much all you know, right? So,
Yeah,
but how was that growing up? I mean, did that affect you as far as knowing that you were different and in the trials that come along with the being different?
the adjustment to not having sight was the easy part,
Hmm.
because I don't really remember what it's like being able to see.
Right.
My mom was a young mom when she had me, so while she was here, we kind of grew up together. So my biological dad died when I was 16, a drug overdose. My mom was 14 when she had me. And so,
Mhm.
imagine being 14, having a kid, and then you throw in, oh, by the way, your child has cancer, he's going to be
Right.
blind. How do you, as a sighted mom,
Right.
teen mom, navigate
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
kind of grew up together. And so, I just remember I bring her up because I remember when I was younger, she used to ask me, "Oh, do you remember what I look like?" And I would tell her, "Yeah," because I was afraid to hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but really, being blind is all I knew, and
Right.
so I always say I have so much respect for those who, go any period of time in their life,
Hmm.
adulthood, early teens, being able to see because you grow up. We're taught to do everything with our eyes from the womb. When they pull you out your mom's belly or whatever, they shine a light in your face just to see if you follow that light. And
Yeah.
everything from that point forward is taught with our eyes. So having to make that adjustment after any period of time, I just feel like it's so much harder because we were never taught to use or not hardly taught to use those other 4 senses that we have. And
Yeah.
so it's interesting. It was easy for me. The hard part, though, was dealing with learning how
Hmm.
to make friends because I was the only blind person in my family. And so,
Mhm.
I only grew up around sighted people. So I didn't know
Hmm.
how to navigate the blind world because I was always with sighted people. But when I started going to school, it was just tough because the blind boy. I don't want the blind boy on my team. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to sit
Yeah.
next to the blind boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to
Yeah.
help the blind boy? So like
Yeah.
it was just like, damn, I wanted to be a part of this group, or this person over here, or with these people over there. But
Mhm.
nobody wants to be with the blind boy because he got cooties, and that
Yeah.
was
I
an
might get
adjustment.
blind.
But
I
Yeah,
might
I
you
get
might,
know,
blind.
right. It's
right?
contagious. Exactly.
Might catch it. I
Yeah,
might catch blindness.
Wow.
Did you
Wow.
ever go
right.
to school with for the blind or in the environment, around
No,
other blind kids?
no. My
Never?
mom was too smart for her own good, and I
Mm,
say that affectionately and sarcastically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you're 16, 17, 18, and so let me just tell you about lineage really quickly. So
mm,
my grandmother was 16 when she had my mother. My mother was 14 when she had me. That means she was 30. And so for those who have children, I had my first son at, I think I was 27,
Mm-hmm.
26, 27 years old. I still didn't at 26 know what it was like to, what I needed to do as a father to be able to take care of a
right.
child. And so
Right.
I'm thinking about that from their perspective. You got a 14-year-old who has a kid, 16-year-old who has a kid, and I'm 30 trying to raise my kid and help her raise her grandkid. So
Mm-hmm.
when it came to putting me in school, they didn't know anything about resources. And
Yeah.
let's not forget, this is 35 years ago, 40,
Yeah.
almost 40 years ago, where the information and technology wasn't like it is back then.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Is
Absolutely.
is so much different today, where we have the knowledge, we have the information, we have the technology to be able to navigate that world. But to back then, my mom, and I'm grateful for it. She wasn't smart enough to put me in the school for the blind because
Right.
I went to interview at the Maryland School for the Blind, and literally they would not hire me. Well,
Mm.
I'm sorry, because this is being recorded. Let me make sure to say, in my opinion, I feel like they wouldn't hire me because they felt like I talked a lot about teaching kids how to be independent.
Mm.
Mm,
If you teach
mm.
children how to be independent in a system that relies on children being dependent so that they can get
Yes,
money
sir.
to be able
Mm.
to take care of them,
Yeah.
then that's less money that we'll be able to bring in.
Mm,
Yes.
And
No.
so
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm killing the interview because I'm like, yeah, we're going to teach them how to shower for themselves, how to
Yeah.
get to class on their own. And I'm just going to be there to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do.
mhm.
And then I'm calling hey, just calling to check on the status. And finally they said, we're just trying to find some way to put you.
Mm.
And what that said to me was, nah, we can't have you disrupting this because
Yeah. No,
we
you're
need,
too
Yeah,
independent for us. You're
teaching too
too
much
independent.
values.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Like we need these kids to be dependent on us, but no, truthfully,
yes.
we need to
Yeah.
teach these kids how to be independent so we can have a better
Hmm.
development in society.
So I'm grateful for not having gone there because I learned how to be independent going through public schools and having to face the challenges that they will never know what it's like to face at
Yeah.
a lot of blind schools.
Even though it was forced, it was still a benefit for you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes. Good
indeed.
point.
Very
Yeah.
good point. And that actually follows up with the next question I have for you. Like, so what strength and values you believe you gained from your journey?
Self-advocacy. Just being able to find my voice, and believe it or not, it took me 30 plus years to really be able to stand on the things
Mm.
that I really need to be able to speak up about.
Mhm.
I have my daughter will be 12 years old on Friday, and um, she suffered from um, the same disease. It was hereditary,
Mm.
but she is blind in one eye, and so since the third grade is when I started teaching her about learning how to step up, stand up for yourself. I didn't have that. I had a lot. Now, I was blessed because I had teachers and what we call them BVIs now, or TVIs,
Yeah. Oh,
TVIs.
yeah, the
TBIs,
TBIs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yes, I had a great TVI who followed me all the way to high school. until I got to high school. So
That
there was
is good.
nothing that I never had and nothing I ever needed to beg for because she
Mm-hmm.
made sure that I had everything I needed. However, um, when I got to high school, she also taught me, well, first of all, she also taught me how to speak up for yourself. If you
Mm-hmm.
need Braille, say you need Braille. If you need it recorded, say you need it recorded. Don't be
Mm-hmm.
afraid to talk and, and ask for what you need. That was one of the biggest lessons that I still carry with me to this day. And it's something that I instill into my daughter. And then one of the other things that I could definitely say is just to travel. I thought I was doing something because I was willing and able to go get on public transportation on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started dabbling in more into the blind community as I got older because I was not really attached to the blind community as a kid. I became an
Mm-hmm.
adult, the pandemic hit, and I started becoming more ingratiated in the blind community. Met my best friend, and he lived in Columbus. We met on Facebook. Um, uh, Shout out to Blind Justice, Dominic
Shout out to Blind
Parker.
Justice. Yes,
That's my
indeed.
guy. That's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
We had him
Yeah.
on here before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been at
Big
the
yeah.
salute.
table.
Big
Mm-hmm.
salute. Yeah, we love that man.
Um, so I never forget we met on Facebook. And I just have so again when the pandemic hit, you find creative ways to entertain yourself because you can't go anywhere. So, Facebook had this live feature, and I happened to get into this blind group on Facebook, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just go live and cook. I was cooking on a grill, and all these people just started popping into my video, and I'm like, who are these? And
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I affectionately call him Dom. Dom popped in and was just asking questions. Well, how do you know how to light the grill, and how do you know when the food is done, and you're not afraid of the flames, and how do you just all the things that you would think about that would make you nervous about as a blind person about grilling.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so we kind of chopped it up after that, and then we've been inseparable since. And
Wow.
so I did a meet and greet against policy at the time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he came to Baltimore, and I was like, man, you came to Baltimore by yourself? He said, yeah, all you have to do is let them know you're blind. They'll meet you, at the counter, take you to your gate, get you on your plane, get you from the plane to where you got to go, and boom, you good. And I was like, for real? And
Mm-hmm.
I've not stopped flying ever since. And so
Yes.
we travel
Beautiful.
back and forth, visiting one another. We travel, go places. Um, and it's one of the most, I know that as a blind person, it's a scary thought
Yeah.
that I'm going to leave the comfy confines of my home. I'm going to go into this big, scary airport, trust that some stranger is going to get me from point A to point B, get on a
Mm.
plane, which, most blind people probably haven't flown before,
Mm.
get off this plane, and another stranger is going to get me to where I got to go. And I'm going to go and travel to wherever my destination is. But I'm telling you, if you take baby steps, leave your home, jump in an Uber or, paratransit and go to Walmart or go to the pet store, go pick up your own prescription, anything just to kind of get your feet wet. That sense
Yes.
of independence that you feel when you do it by yourself, it is so powerful and it
Yes, indeed.
changes your life, honestly, for the rest of your life. I just, my girlfriend and I, we just came back from Mexico celebrating one of our friends' birthdays. And it was scary. This is a whole nother country. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was so,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
was like, all right, well, and you got to be the man. All right,
Mm.
baby, we
Yeah.
got this. Come on, let's go.
Yes, indeed.
But I was nervous because it's one thing to go to Georgia, which now I've done a million times, and I can do it,
Yeah.
backwards and forwards. But to go to a whole nother country where you know
Yeah.
nothing about, you don't know, very, very, very little Spanish, like, and we
Yeah.
did it, and we navigated, and we conquered it, and man, I would do it again.
Empowering, right? It's just
Yes,
so
Yes.
yes,
empowering. I'm so glad that you shared that because that's so important for us as BBIs to know that, it's possible, it's doable. It is scary, like you said, but we can do
Mm.
it. So thank you for sharing that. That is
And
just awesome.
I would encourage to just quick story. My sister is the reason why I had to learn how to do things on my own. Um, when we think about where we are when we're younger, like um, so I had three brothers and a sister, all younger than me, and so when we grew up, it was easy for me to just pick a sibling. Hey, let's go to
Hmm.
7-Eleven. Hey, let's go to Royal Farms. Hey, let's go to
Right.
McDonald's. Hey, we're all going to the mall. But then people's lives starts changing. Every last one of
Hmm.
my siblings have at least two, and three out of the four siblings have four kids.
Yeah.
And so I remember calling my sister one day, like, hey, can you take me to the grocery store? And her exact response was, what do you need? And that
Mm.
hurt
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, if I didn't need the help, I wouldn't call you.
Right.
But then I
Right.
had to think about it. My sister is married with four children,
Yeah.
working a full-time job.
Mm.
And now I'm asking her to take me to Walmart or grocery store, wherever I was going at that time, and
Hmm.
spending an hour and a half, 2 hours in there. And you now as the blind person, you feel like you're being a burden
But
Mm.
because of her
Yes,
yes.
indeed.
response.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
I would encourage those out there who don't have it in you now to do it at your own
Yes.
pace before you're forced to learn how to do it. And I go back to, my biological father dying before my mom died when my biological mom died when I was 13. And so, um, you know, you have to force yourself to get into that position to be able to do those things independently before you're forced to do those things. And it's harder because you're now panicked and
And
worried
stressed. Yeah.
about, how
Yeah.
you're going to make it.
Yeah. And like
Mm.
you said, baby steps, right? Baby steps.
That's yeah, that's a good story because I just like Sai said as well. That's kind of one of the first things I tell people as far as my journey is like, man, I had to go get on the city bus for myself because I got tired of asking people, hey, can you take me to the store? Okay, you know what? Nah, it's all right. It's all
Mhm.
right. That deep breath, it just
Yeah.
automatically make you feel some type of way. They don't want to say no.
Hmm.
However,
Hmm.
you still feel they want to say no because of the breath. But it's just
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna keep going with this. Beautiful, my man. Beautiful.
Absolutely. So, Sean, why don't you tell us about your entrepreneurial journey? I know that you are an entrepreneur, and
Hmm.
those are in itself, it's a big word for us as BVIs.
Yes, indeed.
And it's there's challenges and there's successes. And why don't you share a little bit about your journey?
I have never been a 9 to 5 guy. Um, since I was in high school, I was always trying to find a way to make my own money. I ran the school store when I was in high school, and I never forget, school store is supposed to be just merch and, whatever little knickknacks, pens, pencils, paper, notepads, whatever you
Hmm.
might need for the day. And so I went to Sam's Club.
Oh,
Good
Lordy.
old
I know where
Sam's.
this
I
is going. I know where this
I
is
went to
going.
had a
Yeah.
big old duffel bag,
Yes,
Not
rolled
the
sir.
up in there
not the
with,
blind salesman over
Hey,
here.
look
yep.
at him. Look at him.
I had muffins and cupcakes and coffee cakes and honey buns
Yeah.
and sodas and juices and sunflower seeds and gum, which we weren't supposed to have in class.
Yes,
But,
Yeah.
exactly.
and I'm talking about, as a blind kid I'm talking about, I'm making easily 80, $90 in like an hour, right?
Yeah,
Now, in our minds, like, that's a lot of, to a 16-year-old, that's a lot of money,
Oh
right?
right.
no.
Yes.
Hmm.
And the line is down the hallway. And that was the mistake. So I had everything that everybody wanted, but I drew too much attention to myself. And that lasted for about a week, week and a half. And then the person who was over the school store, she came to me, she's like, well, you just got the X. You can't do that no more. I was
Oh,
like, damn. So I'm like, all right, I got to figure out a different way to hustle. that kind of fell by the wayside.
Mm,
I had heard about this program called the Randolph Shepherd program. Some people know it as the Blind Enterprise program.
mm,
Um,
Mhm.
and um, but at the time, when you're young, you just don't receive information well,
right.
and or you hear what you want to hear, selective hearing, hard-headed, however you
Yeah,
you want to
All
put
of the
right.
it.
Yeah.
above. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
You have all
Um,
the answers, so
yeah,
that's okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
yes. And so I remember I graduated from college, and I'm like thinking to myself, okay, I need to find a job. What am I going to do? And I end up going to go work for Easy Pass, which is the toll system here in Maryland. Um, got fired because I knew it all, and
Mhm.
I was I was clocking in from break, but I was still going in the break room and talking to my friends.
Mm. Yeah.
And I remember one of my good friends. We went to school together, so we have been solid for a long time. She pulled me
Nice.
up. She's like, "You need to stop doing that. They're watching you." And she's sighted. I'm blind, and I still know it all. And so,
Mhm.
um, they moved my desk. They set me up real good. They moved my desk in front of the big boss's office, and I was still
Mm.
doing that foolishness. Sorry, it's a fire truck riding by.
It's
Um,
okay.
Look,
so I'm like, okay. And I remember, I'm talking about one day I went on break with this girl for like 30 minutes and I'm on the clock. And so
Mm.
they pull me up about it and they're like, hey, we noticed that you've been doing X, Y, and Z. And the one time I decided to tell the truth got me
Mhm.
fired. And I
Mm.
mm,
remember with them walking me out, I asked the girl who walked me out, I'm like, hey, I said, let me ask you a question. I said, do you think if I would have said I didn't know what I was doing was wrong, um, they would have fired me? She's like, I can't tell you, but I wish you would have said that you didn't know. I was like, and
Uh,
I'm crying,
wow.
she's crying, and I'm just
mm.
thinking about it. Like as a blind person, you again when you're young, you take a lot of things for granted.
Right.
Right.
I'm just thinking that they get money from me.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a lot of money, but
Right.
whatever. So in that, I had developed in my mind, I will never be embarrassed by another job again. And
Mhm.
so I knew that, I knew before then that 9 to 5 wasn't for me, but after being fired, and I got fired December 17th, 2009,
Mm.
Mm,
and it stuck in my brain forever because it was embarrassing. It
Mhm.
was humbling. It was necessary though. It was really
Yeah.
yeah.
necessary because I needed
Yeah.
to grow up. Um,
Yeah.
so I ended up my son was born in 2010. um Went through that journey and like custody battles, and it was interesting. um
Mhm.
and so I found out again about the Randolph Shepherd program, and I'm like, let me go see what this program's about. And so I go and I absolutely loved it. And so just to give you a little bit about what it is, and so um, prior to today, because I don't know what the landscape looks like now that things are changing in our
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
economy.
Hmm.
So let me
Mhm.
say
Mhm.
that before I
Mhm.
say what I'm about to say.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
in every federal building and some state buildings, there are convenience stores, concession stands, coffee shops, gift shops, cafeterias that are all owned and operated by blind individuals. And in fact, you have to be blind in order to be able to get the contract on these particular facilities, even military bases as well. Um,
Mhm.
and so what happens is it's a seniority-based program. You go through your training, you get your license, you get your certifications that you need in order to be able to run your facility, depending on what you need. And you are able to own and operate these businesses. You're able to keep your Social Security check, which is one of the great things about the program.
Mm.
And um, it just gives you an opportunity for you to be able to earn a pretty decent living for yourself.
Mhm.
Um, it has definitely changed even before I got out of it. I mean, well, let me not say out of it. Before my store closed down, because I'm
Mhm.
still licensed, I'm just not. I don't own a contract because when the pandemic hit, they sent all the federal employees home.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when you do that, you take away from the business aspect of
Mm-hmm.
the cafeterias, coffee shops, gift shops. People don't need those
Mhm.
services because I'm working from home 2 days, 3 days out of the week.
Right.
Right.
And so it definitely had a direct effect on, us as a program. And so since then, we have shifted our focus to try to get vending routes. And so that is
Mm-hmm.
a fast growing thing, very lucrative in certain areas. You have to get you can get a little bit creative. I won't say you have to. You can get a little bit creative so that you can get those opportunities because those opportunities are a lot more because now you're not just talking about federal buildings. We're talking about apartment complexes. We're talking about
Anywhere. Yeah.
businesses. We're talking about
Mm-hmm.
laundromats. So different things
Mm-hmm.
that give you an opportunity to put some vending machines in and be able to earn a pretty significant living. Um,
Blessings.
so it's a
Yes.
huge opportunity. I would encourage those who just want a little bit. And I mean, I had a store where I was only making like $50 a day, and
Mm-hmm.
I was there for 8 hours a day, and it was painful.
Yeah.
But if you're a blind person who just needs something to do,
Right.
you make yourself an extra 250 a week. Um,
Yeah.
some of these buildings have vending machines in them, so you get vending money off of that as well. So in that building, I was bringing home that 250 a week, but then I would get a vending check each month for 13, anywhere between 13 and $1,700 a month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on
Sean, it's
top
an
of
experience too,
yes,
though. Even
Yeah,
the experience that it may not be lucrative at the moment,
but that experience
but
is valuable as
hmm
yes,
well.
you're
Yes,
learning
indeed.
how to
yes,
run your own business, you know?
yes, yep,
Absolutely. That is great. I thank you for sharing that because I think our listeners, I think that BEP program is something that, I always say, you've heard me say this before, if you don't know, you don't know. And I think there's a lot of us out here that don't know anything about that program.
yep.
So,
I love it.
yeah, so good. Thank you for sharing. So, who are you
Yeah.
today? And, what are your goals and what does your future look like for
Aspirations
you?
for the future. Yeah. Tell
Yes.
us about that.
So, I'm trying to find my way back into the business world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have I am currently in a contest. It's called the Entrepreneur of Impact. I'm currently in a contest. It is a $25,000 grand prize. Um, a feature in Forbes magazine, and a meeting with Damon John, who is um, the founder of Fubo and probably most notable for being one of the sharks on Shark Tank.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so I have a vision to acquire a business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm really excited about the opportunity. I can't say too much about it just for legality purposes.
Right
Right.
on.
But um, there is a voting that is happening, and shout out to Blind Table Talk for being consistent and voting consistently. And so I would definitely ask for the support of those who may be listening. Currently, I sit in third place. I just actually found out yesterday that this is just to get into the quarterfinals. So
Mm,
essentially, it sounds like it's about 3 weeks left of voting. So I mean, and so every couple of days they do double votes.
mhm.
These votes are so crucial. So every opportunity that you can vote every 24 hours. You can also buy votes, which goes to a
Mm,
charity that's connected to the Entrepreneur of Impact. Shout out to Damon John and his team for putting this together. This is
yes,
a
this is
huge
awesome.
Big salute.
opportunity. And I always say if you're going to buy votes, I always say it's best to buy votes during double time because it just stretches the opportunity a little bit further. So um,
Yeah.
that's where I am. I love and I'm sorry. What I will share is the business that I am interested in is going to directly affect the blind community. And um, I'm prayerful
Awesome.
that it will work out one way or the other. Um,
Yes.
and um, I'll give Blind Table Talk the exclusive. When it does happen, we can get back on and we can talk about it even more.
Yay. Yes. So
Beautiful.
you'll
Yes,
be coming
indeed.
back to the table.
Hey, I hear it,
Awesome.
baby. I love it. That's why I say one of our beacons
Listeners.
of inspiration out here, man. I love
Yes,
how you just being the soldiers
listeners.
for us, man. That's so beautiful.
This is it, listeners. If you have not done anything for us in the past, but you guys have, but I'm just saying, please, please click on this link and vote
Yes.
for Sean. I mean, he is inspiration himself. He is one of ours. And let's support each other and support him because
That's what this about.
Sean, just to be clear, this is not a blind contest, right? This is a
This
everybody
is no,
contest. So
no, this is an everybody contest.
so
This is not a blind contest. I happen to be a blind person who has
yes.
a quote unquote vision.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Um,
talking
Yes.
about. Yes,
and
sir.
Yes.
and again, you guys, you can vote every 24 hours. Um, I, I'm
Yes.
going as far as set an alarm,
Yeah,
share with
exactly.
share with your
Yes.
friend, and they legit mean 24 hours. So if you vote at 8 o'clock on Wednesday evening, you can't vote again until 8 o'clock Thursday evening.
Okay.
Yes.
But share with 10 friends. The more
Yes.
people we share with, the more opportunity we get to be able to to
And
advance.
wouldn't that be nice to have one of our own at the top and winning that spot? So
Right on.
I would love to see that. We are going to support listeners. Please support. We
Please,
will
please,
share.
y'all.
Sean, I thank you so much for just coming and sharing your story, your journey. You
Yes.
are definitely an inspiration for us all.
Big salute,
Um,
man.
I want to ask you, if you have any last things you want to say. But before I do, can I please, what is your daughter's name that has the birthday coming up on Friday?
Her name is Natalia.
Natalia,
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday from
Natalia.
Blind Table
Yes,
Talk. We
indeed.
just
Yes,
want to
indeed.
tell her happy birthday, wishing you the best and many more to come.
Many more.
So
Much love always.
sorry, I love birthdays. So I just wanted to make sure that she is celebrated on Blind Table Talk as well, Sean.
But before we
Yes,
let you
yes,
go,
yes.
Sean Don, you
Yes,
got any good gems to drop for our listeners, my man? You know, some good words of encouragement.
Don't lose hope.
There we
Um,
go.
yes,
I remember being young and having low self-esteem. Um, those feelings of inadequacy and not feeling included um, are real. And I again, I shout out Blind Table Talk, Joe and Saida. First, I want to thank you guys for again giving me the opportunity to be on your platform. Um,
yes, absolutely.
and I think I can speak for all three of us here to say that, when you have those feelings, um, lean on those people who have what you don't have.
Yes,
Don't be afraid to come and integrate yourself with those who have that drive or that ambition, that courage, that wisdom that you may need. Don't isolate yourself because it's a lonely place, and
yeah,
and we get lost sometimes. And so as it's already hard enough as it is because like it or not, we are a minority. Our
Yes.
yes,
community is a minority. We're a huge, huge minority.
Hmm.
But I mean, I maybe went to school with, I don't know, maybe 10 blind people in my elementary school.
yeah,
Wow.
And so when you break that number down to it being 300 to 400 kids in the school, we are a minority.
Yes,
yes,
indeed.
So,
absolutely.
the only thing that we have is to lean on one another to be able to get rid of those feelings of inadequacy, to learn how to be
Yes,
able to speak up for ourselves and say to, hey, I need this special accommodation so I can go get that job. Or hey,
yeah,
I want to get in this Uber, but can you beep your horn so I can know where to find you?
Yeah.
or let the driver know, hey, I'm blind. You need to look for me. That's a part of
Hmm.
self-advocacy as well. So
Yes.
don't be afraid to make those steps because it really could change your life for the rest of your life. And when you don't have the answers, find somebody who does. Like we are
Absolutely.
all here, we are around. It is a great community. I didn't get involved until I was older, and I'm grateful that I'm here now. But for those who may be nervous or afraid, um, we 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 are out here.
Yes.
It is easy to find blind
Yes.
people who will steer you in the right direction. So that's where I'm
You
at.
are not alone. We are
Yes.
And
not alone.
not alone.
Yes.
Very well said, my man. Beautiful. Thank you, man. Thank you for
Yes.
sure.
Thank you so much again, Sean, for coming to the table. Listeners, please share, vote,
Yes.
share,
Vote, share, set the alarm 24 hours.
Yes.
Y'all, hey, let's get it out here, man. Let's do it for them.
Blind table talk, yeah.
I'm going to say it again. Vote, vote, vote. Y'all see what this black man doing, man? Beautiful, dog. He's out here just, trying to make a way and, with the
Yes.
family and just, come on, man. Why
know.
not support, dog?
Please, y'all, when I know that there's been times when, our community has stood up for us and came, and supported us in so many things. And so it's so easy to support Sean right now by just clicking. I swear it takes 10 seconds.
That's it. And then you're able to vote again 24 hours. Like, just set a time and just,
come on.
be able to vote again. And why not? Like,
as
why not
long
help
as
this
you
brother,
are
man?
flicking through Facebook posts, I mean, it's quicker than that. I
Real
spend
talk.
longer on, going through Facebook and stuff.
I know y'all boys be on YouTube, TikTok, flicking through and listen. Okay, you can flick through real quick, hit vote, and go on back to me about your business, and do it again the next day. You know what I'm saying? Let's support this brother.
So yes, thank you so much, Sean, for coming to the table and sharing your story with us.
Indeed.
And let's show our support for him, everyone. And best of. You know what? I'm sending out prayers. You're in my prayers. For all of the success and all of that.
I'm visualizing the brother I see you at the top. Baby.
Yes,
I already know you're gonna make it. Big salute.
Yes. So, all right, y'all. Well, okay. What do we have any final things we want to say? We already know about the BTT Awards, the nominations going
Be on the lookout for the nominations.
Come to the BVI Roundtable if anybody would like to come to the table. Please.
We're looking for also our blind parents, our dads, and our mommies. Let's talk about it.
Yes, we're trying to do that.
Perspective.
At least we want to do that bring it to the table. It's not an ongoing thing, but we want to make sure that, there's stories out there about our parents all the time. So if you want to come to the table in the future, just reach out to us.
And even for our sighter community, we have seats for y'all as well. Come sit down with us.
Absolutely.
We can talk about, each community, the difference, the awareness, let's bridge these gaps, man. Let's bring it together. So we're looking for y'all too.
Different perspectives. We can talk about anything and, what excited people and how we review it. So
yes, indeed.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for, again, your support
in all
we do. And join us next week at the table.
Once again, big salute. Until next time, y'all, be blessed.
Blind table talk, yeah.